So if you have a dog that has a cut, a burn, or a really bad wound, I'm gonna show you guys some medicine that you can actually get and put on the dog and treat at home without a vet's prescription. Stay tuned, you're not gonna wanna miss this episode of Breers Hacks. All right, guys.
I got you right now. What's going on, Bully fam?
What's going on, Bully fam? It's your boy, the educated, the scientist, Mr. Double Muscle Line Bulls, bringing you another episode of Breers Hacks. So we're here in the lab. We got the videographer Wilson here shooting for us. So we were actually just talking about some issues, some situations with the dogs where one of them had actually a really bad wound, a really bad burn. Kind of like what we had did. So I'm going to tell you guys. I'm just going to show you real quick for really bad wounds, really bad burns, really bad cuts, anything that's like that. Farazone. This actually has antibacterials in it. Now, for the most part, you can get this online. Like, you can get this anywhere and everywhere. There are some states that I don't think can get it. I think like California is one of them. Most of the country, you can get your hands on this. This is something you're gonna wanna have. Say the dog jumps the fence, gets a bad cut, or climbs under the fence, or say you have dogs that maybe they get into a little bit of a fight with each other and one bit the other one. The list goes on. So when you have wounds on the dog, you can use something like this. This was something that actually one of my mentors showed me. The thing with this though is you want to make sure that the dog, it's in a spot that the dog necessarily can't lick it. I'll open this up so you can see, and you definitely want to use gloves. I'll give you the story of actually when I had to use this. I actually had a dog that got out of the yard, right? This was like probably the one and only dog that ever got out of the yard. When the dog got out of the yard, the dog ran underneath one of our cars. Well, the car had just been turned off maybe a minute or two ago. So the exhaust was hot. So the dog climbed underneath the car and burned itself, right? So when we saw the burn, I contacted my mentor and I'm like, hey, you know what? This just happened. What can I do really quickly? And they told me to use this, and we put it on, and I was amazed to see how quickly the dog started healing. A disclaimer, yet again, guys, I'm not a vet. I'm just a breeder that's been doing this for quite some time, and I'm just sharing with you guys my experiences. So don't sue me. I keep reiterating, don't sue me. Do your own homework, speak to your vet, do your own research, check out the veterinary drug handbook, talks about all the different types of things you can use and so on and so forth, but consult your vet first with anything that pertains to your dog. But yeah, the dog had burned itself. We used this, and it was crazy how quick it started to heal. Yet again, I emphasize, you don't probably want to put it anywhere that the dog could sit there and keep licking it. Maybe if the dog has access to it, you might want to wrap it up or whatever the case it may be. But on our situation, it was on the dog's back. So the dog can't lick its own back. So we had used this, healed right up. Now, what I was told was to be careful, use gloves, because excessive use of it in our hands, I guess, I was told that for humans, I guess there is like cancer causing agents, and that's why in some particular states, they deem it that, you can't buy it. Like I said, I think in like California, but in somewhat of an emergency situation, this stuff helped. It's not like I'm using it all the time, but in that one scenario, it really helped that dog. And the dog went on to heal and be perfectly fine. So I emphasize, guys, do your own homework. I mean, this is something that it's made for horses, but what I've learned over the course of my dog breeding career is that some stuff it's just made for mammals. So whether it's a horse, whether it's a dog, there shouldn't be much of a difference. And that's why a lot of horse things you can use for dogs, like horse shampoos and different things that you would use for a horse, you can use for a dog. So anyway, guys, I encourage you guys, check this out, do your own homework, do your research. It's not expensive. I'll put the link down below. If you ever come into a situation where a dog has a bad like gash, wound, burn, you could give this a try rather than spending maybe 4 or 5 times the same amount, on like something that was prescription based or whatever. Just some food for thought. Anyways, guys, I hope this information is helpful. I hope it's useful. And I'll see you guys on the next episode of Breers Hacks. All right, guys.